One of those times, as we see on the screen, the little miracle, as you called it, happened when the host appeared on your tongue. Do you remember anything about the day of the little miracle?
Yes. Do you know why I called it the little miracle? Because when the Virgin said, I am going to perform a miracle that everyone will see the sacred form on your tongue, I thought everyone could see it every time I went to communion. So I said, that is not a miracle. She said that nobody could see it, only on this day. So I called it the little miracle. The angel on that day came down and brought me the host, just as on other days, but on that day everyone saw it.
Do you remember anyone who was there and saw it?
Many people.
Any priest who saw it or any person that you could recognize?
Many priests, especially one who was a Franciscan. I cannot remember his name. He did not believe it, or did not believe that it was the real sacred form. He thought it was an illusion or some other thing. I cannot remember what now. He wanted to take the form to see if it was real or fake, but he was afraid, so he left. Several days later, he came back repentant about his thoughts and asked for pardon. There was a great change in him after that. Also, they used to take pictures in movies, as you can see. There was a doctor who was not a Catholic and had led a bad life, and another man who was very good. The doctor wanted to take pictures. He had a good camera with lights and all that stuff. However, at the moment the light bulbs blew and the camera didn't work. The other, however, without bulbs and a very simple camera, took pictures. After that, the doctor was converted, and the other person had great happiness.
Now from the little miracle, let's go up to the great miracle, the one that personally impresses me the most. Here we have a picture, more or less, to get an idea, because we don't know what it's going to be all about. But I would like you to tell me everything you can about the day of the great miracle that is coming. Conchita, that day did not come yet, did it?
No, not yet.
What's going to happen on that day?
Well, I will tell you all that I can, as the Virgin told it to me. The Virgin told me that God was going to perform a great miracle. There would be no doubt about this miracle. It would be a miracle coming directly from God. There will be no human intervention. The day would come. She told me the day, the month, and the year, so I know the exact date.
So you know the day, the month, and the year in which it will occur?
Yes.
And that day, month, and year have not yet come?
No, not yet.
This happened 12 years ago, and it hasn't arrived yet?
No, not yet.
When is that day?
It is coming soon.
Is it coming soon?
I cannot tell until 8 days before the date.
What is going to happen on that day?
I can't say exactly what it consists of, but I can say that the Virgin said that everyone who would go there on that day would see it. The sick will be cured, no matter what their disease or religion. However, they have to be there.
So there will be no exception whether the person has cancer, is paralyzed, blind, or deaf?
No, there will be no exceptions.
The sick?
The sick will be cured. Unbelievers will believe.
Those who do not believe will believe? If the sick person is Protestant, Jewish, or Muslim, or communist?
She didn't give any conditions or make any exceptions. She only said the sick who were present will be cured.
Who will be able to see this miracle? Only the Catholics who are present?
Everyone who is present.
Everyone, no matter what their religion?
Yes.
Whatever nationality?
All the same.
Did she ever make an exception? Were her words ever directed towards
To the
anyone?
whole world.
To the whole world?
Yes.
On the day of the miracle, did you say that those present would be converted?
The Virgin said that everyone present would believe. They would see that this was directly from God. Sinners will be converted. She also said that from that moment on, there would be a permanent sign at the Pines that could be photographed or televised. Everyone present there could view it. The sign will remain forever at the Pines. The sign would be visible and could be touched but not felt. I can't explain it.
This is astounding because even after Christ's time, if you go to Jerusalem, there is no visible sign there. There's nothing you can photograph. However, on the day of the miracle, there will be an extraordinary sign not made by human hands.
The sign will remain until the end of time.
Until the end of time?
Yes.
Everyone will be able to photograph it and televise it, but you won't be able to feel it by touching
It will be like smoke. You can touch it, but not feel it.
With respect to the sick people, since this is what really interests me, I think the Virgin named one particular person by name, a blind man called Joey Lomangino. What did she say about him?
She said that on the day of the miracle, he will recover his sight. He will be able to see. She also talked about a paralyzed boy whose parents came from my village. The boy also will be cured. These are the only two people she mentioned.
Yo conozco al señor Joey Lomangino y le tengo mucho cariño porque yo entré en esto de Garabandal precisamente porque
I know Joey Lomangino personally, and I have a great liking for him. In fact, I got involved in Garabandal because I heard about him and that he lived here in Lindenhurst, Long Island. So when I read the book and the part about him in it, I felt that if this was going to occur in my lifetime, I'd like to see it. How did he lose his sight?
A wheel from a truck flew off and hit him on the head. As a result, he lost his sight.
How long ago did this happen?
When he was 18 years old. Now he is past 40.
Then on the day of the miracle, Joe Lomangino will recover his sight. That struck me when I read the book. So I drove over to see Joe, and that's how I became interested in Garabandal.
Entonces, en el Día del Milagro hay algo también acerca del Padre Andreu,
This is a picture of Father Andreu. Can you tell us something about him?
Yes, this priest used to come frequently to the town to see if the apparitions were real or not. After a while, he believed in them. One day, while we were in ecstasy at the Pines, he began to shout, "Miracle! Miracle! Miracle!" The Virgin said, "At this moment, the priest is seeing me and the miracle that will recur."
Father Andreu was actually seeing the miracle?
Yes.
Here is a picture of Father Andreu.
That same day, on his trip back, he said to his friends, "This is the happiest day of my life. What a good mother we have in heaven. The apparitions are true." While he was saying these words, he died.
So that's what he said when he died.
Yes.
This picture shows the burial of Father Andreu. Didn't the Virgin say that something would occur on the day of the miracle concerning Father Andreu?
Yes, she said that on the day of the miracle he would be incorrupt. He is that now, but on that day they will open his grave and his body will be preserved intact. Now his brothers, who have worked very hard for Garabandal, got impatient and wanted to open up his grave. They even sent many invitations for the opening. However, on the day that they were going to open his grave, their superior said not to.
You mean the Jesuit superior?
Yes. He said not to open the grave. I knew this was going to happen because they weren't supposed to do this until the day of the miracle.
This is fascinating. On the day of the miracle, the sick will be cured. Joe Lomangino will recover his sight. The boy from your village will be cured of his paralysis. There will be a permanent sign that everyone will be able to see, photograph, and televise, but that no one will be able to feel with their hands. Father Andreu will be taken out of his grave incorrupt. Then all we have left is to know the date.
Yes.
When is that date?
8 days before it, I will tell you.
Is it getting near?
Yes. We have less time to wait than we had 2 years ago.
Thank you very much, Conchita. There's something else that interests me, and that is the warning that will occur before the miracle. Here is an unusual picture. Sometimes when you mention the warning, you would say that it was like a starburst.
That was an example.
What will occur on the day of the warning?
The most important thing about the warning is that every person, everyone in the whole world will see a sign, a grace, or a punishment within themselves, in other words, a warning. They will find themselves all alone in the world, no matter where they are at the time, alone with their conscience right before God. They will then see all their sins and what their sins have caused.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. One of these days I'm going to feel the warning. No matter where I am, I'm going to feel it.
Any place you are.
If I am in the house or in the street, or if I am in Russia or in Puerto Rico or Santo Domingo or Spain or Cuba, no matter where I am, I will feel this warning.
You will feel it.
Who will feel this warning? Catholics, Protestants, communists, Jews?
Everyone that lives in the world.
Will we all feel it at the same time?
Yes, at the same time.
So everyone will feel it at the same hour? How long will it last?
I don't know how long it will last. However, everyone is going to feel it differently.
Will it last a half hour? Will it last an hour?
I really don't know. I think that 5 minutes would be an adequate time.
How will we feel it?
We will all feel it differently because it will depend on our conscience. The warning will be very personal. Therefore, we will all react differently to it.
Lo peor es ver nuestros pecados y lo que más hemos hecho con ellos. O sea, lo malo que hemos hecho con ellos, con los pecados. Y entonces, pues, sus pecados sean diferentes de los míos, usted lo verá diferente, yo diferente.